You must be the Dutch guy.
Coin hunt, we got what you want. We got gold and silver, seems everyone's a winner. It's so elementary, you get one free entry. Every single raffle, make your collection dazzle. TGBCHraffle.com, TGBCHraffle.com.
Hello. I was going to do this from the garden, but it's blooming raining, it is. How the devil are you? 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. And I've got most of me posting and packing done. Yeah, hey! I got everything picked yesterday, and then I even managed to do 4 yesterday. Ready to give myself a start for today. So, as the title suggests, it's now time to respond. I can't be doing with any more of this. And the reason that it's time to respond is because I had a phone call yesterday with one of the Mr. Policemans that's dealing with the case. And I said to him, look, at the end of the day, what I need to know is, if I give an ultimatum, such as, if you make your retractions, I'll cancel the court cases. But if you don't make your retractions, then I'm going to go after you, one court case after another, after another, after another, after another. I said, is that blackmail? Is that threatening? Is that blackmail? Can that be construed as blackmail? He said, no. He said, it's being very fair. And it's trying to get to a resolvement, he said. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to this resolvement that I need. So there's an awful lot of stuff that needs answering. And the thing is, here's the thing. If I go, I mean, you've seen, a lot of you have seen the videos that Warren Light has put up over the last couple of months or whatever, how long it's been. It feels like forever, to be honest. We've all seen the videos, and they're just one annihilation after another. You know, I make a video talking about values of coins. He goes and does a video trying to destroy what I'm saying. I do a video talking about getting COAs and one thing and another. He goes on and does a video and totally destroys it and mixes in a load of lies. I mean, that is the thing. It's the mixing in of lies with half-truths and then bending it around and saying it's his content and it's his copyright. And I have a bit of a problem with that. I know what a review's like. I know how to do a review. And what you don't do for a review is you don't review something, a person like me, or my business or whatever, and then sit there going you, and talking in the second person. You don't talk in the second person when you're think that's called the second person. You don't do that when you're doing a review. You're reviewing a product, you're reviewing a person, you're reviewing a website. You don't talk to the screen as if you're talking to that person. That's not a review. That's just a duff up. That's just one of them, that is. That's just a punch and a punch and another punch. That's all that is. Annihilation after annihilation. And I wasn't doing any responding. And the reason that I wasn't doing any responding was because the police told me not to respond. They said, let us do our job, leave it to us, we will deal with it, don't respond. So essentially turn the other cheek. And you've got to do it for a significant amount of time, they said. They wouldn't do anything about it because I stood up for myself. Because I made the videos that I made standing up for myself and calling people scumbags for what they did to me and so on. The police then looked at that and said, well, you stood up for yourself. You gave as good as you got. So we can't go and arrest them for harassment and one thing and another. What you've got to do is you've got to ignore it. You've got to not respond, not retaliate, not answer their emails, and you've just got to let them do whatever they've got to do. And then if they cross the line, then we can do something about it. And that is all you can do in cases like this. That's why online bullying is so prevalent. Well, I've done all of that. I've been a good boy. I've turned the other cheek and everything, and I've let Warren Light do one video after another, absolutely decimating whatever it was that I'd been saying. And as I say, mixing in a load of lies with it. Now, the classic for me is the COAs. I did a video one day. This is just to what's the word? Doing another point, an example. So I did a video one day and I was talking about raising $3.5 grand to pay for some COAs, and I wanted 75 COAs numbered 1 to 1,000. That's 75,000 COAs. You work that out and divide 75,000 into £3,500, it comes to somewhere in the region of about half a penny each. So my COAs cost me about half a pence when I buy them by 1,000. For the Club 100, that's different. They cost me more money, but by 1,000, they cost me about half a penny each. Warren Light goes on and does a video and tells everybody that Ian's and makes fun of me, telling everybody that Ian's raising $3.5 grand to get 75 COAs. Oh, we can all do better than that, can't we? We can print COAs off our computer and charge him 40 quid or whatever it is. And he worked it out that I was paying somewhere in the region of about £46, which for American viewers, that's around about $70 per COA. Just absolute barefaced lies, mixed in with a bit of truth. Now, the bit of truth was him saying Ian's getting COAs made, 75 different ones. But what he neglected to put into his rhetoric was the fact that I was having 1,000 of each one made, making 75,000 in total. So you tell the truth, Ian's getting COAs made, 75 of them, and then you put in lies because you don't mention it's 75,000, and you tell everybody that this is going to cost him £46 each, and isn't he stupid, and and then let's all laugh at Ian. Well, I don't mind Warren Light or anybody else doing reviews on me or my product or my website. I don't mind honest reviews. Nothing that he has done has been an honest review. Even the review he did of my coin. And while we're on the subject of that coin, let's get the truth out there a little bit more understandable. Warren made up a fictitious name that he pretends is a family member or a friend of his. And he tells all his people that, no, it's a friend of mine who didn't want it delivered to his house, so I said he could have it delivered to my house. Well, hang on a minute. But wasn't he at the same time telling everybody, I'm going to do my best to make sure that nobody spends any money with Ian Lambert? Not a single coin do I want people to buy. And then suddenly his mate, so-called mate, wants to get a coin delivered, one of my free coins, and doesn't want it delivered to his house, so he gets it delivered to Warren Light's address. Absolute barefaced lies. That person doesn't exist. And then the other thing that he didn't mention was under the same name and the same address, which is his address, he then went on and ordered or bought £500,000 worth of product off of my website. £500,000, thinking that he could like mess me up. And that's what it's been about. For a long, long time now, it's all been about, from Warren Light's point of view, it's all been about how much damage can he do, Ian Lambert? How much money can I cost Ian Lambert? How much damage can I do his business? He's bullied and bullied and bullied. And then he copies what I say. So when I say things like, oh, you want to see the disgusting emails and the amount of emails that I'm getting sent, Warren then goes on and says the same thing. Oh, you want to see the emails I'm getting? As if there's some kind of shock. Pretending that he's getting emails that he can't let you know what they are because they're all too. Well, I'll let you know. I'll show you all of it. Now, so far, I've collected 30,000 words. 30,000 words of various conversations. And I've uploaded that to PayHip, where you can come along and you can, if you bothered, my advice is don't buy it. That's my advice. Don't buy it. It's rubbish. It's not worth your time to read it. The only reason that you would buy it is so that you can satisfy yourself in your own noggin who's lying here. Is it Ian Lambert that's lying? Or is it Warren Light that's lying? Because somebody's lying. I mean, with the backwards and forwards that's gone on between me and Warren Light and all of the stuff that he said on his channel, somebody's lying. Either I'm lying or he's lying. Well, the only way you're going to find out is to read the actual conversations. So I've copied them and I've put them in chronological order. And so far, it only goes back to about the 12th of April. So there's more to be added yet. But I've set the PayHip so that if you buy it, you buy it once. You never have to buy it again. Because I've set it for a maximum 1,000 downloads. So you can download it today, you can download it tomorrow, you can download it next week, next month, next year. Every now and again I will add more to it, and I'll let people know in a video and say, oh, by the way, I've updated that. It's another 10,000 words or whatever if anybody wants it, and then you can go and you can download it for free. But it will cost you £5. I've set it at £5 because this is going to go on and on and on, and I'm going to turn it into a book. You only need 100,000 words for a book. We're a third of the way there yet. It's a work in progress, mind you, so it's not sorted out yet. Sounds like Boris, buy it, don't buy it. Well, yeah, maybe it is a bit like that because, I mean, you might look at it and go, hello, what's Ian trying now? Is he trying a bit of reverse psychology selling? Well, I suppose you could look at it that way, but the thing is, I don't think I would buy it for the read. If it was someone else, you know, if this was involving Chris Dyer or Kean or Lady Robbins or someone like that, would I be buying it? I don't know. But if I did buy it, the only reason that I would buy it would be to buy it and scan through these conversation after conversation to see who's telling the truth and who's lying. Because I wouldn't want to back a liar. I wouldn't want to back somebody that's telling lies. So that's why I've put it there, because Warren has done absolutely everything he can to put people off spending money with me. and buying stuff. He's trashed everything that he can think of trashing, including my dad's memory and my dad's name, who's dead. And that hurt when he started picking on my dad. I made a little mistake, silly little mistake, a mistake that I'd easily laugh over myself, over the date that my dad died. But he made such a big thing of it on one of his videos. He made a really big thing of it, poking fun at the fact that because I'm so stressed out by all the shit that he's causing me, along with loads of other stuff that's going on in life. It's not all Warren. Got my own stuff going on in life and business and work and pandemic and all that kind of stuff. There's poking fun at me over my dad who's died, and I just think that's borderline a bit evil, you know. And so now I think it's time to just stand up and go, I need to respond now. But I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to do video after video after video on what Warren's done, because that would be a fool's errand. That would be a fool's exercise, I think. Because what happens in a video like now is I'm talking about, it's the stuff that's in my mind, not necessarily only spouting factual stuff. Whereas what's written down on that pay-up document is the factual stuff. It is email after email. He says, for example, that I bombard him with emails. And again, I say that's a barefaced lie. He bombards me with emails and I reply, and that winds him up. And if you happen to get this document, you'll see me saying there several times, you know, you send me an email, I'm going to reply. Apart from when I wasn't replying and I had to not reply, and then I just had to suffer in silence. You know, the goading and the poking fun. And like, for instance, I said I was going to be honest and transparent. So I talked about where I got the silver bars made and who was making them for me on Facebook. Because I then gave those details to you, all of you, and anybody watching, Warren then went straight to that person and caused a load of trouble. I have no idea what he said to him, but I do know he told him a pack of lies. And he bothered that person to the point where that person blocked me. Now, I've given that person over $1,000. I've given that person a lot of money for those silver bars, to get those silver bars made. I was quite a bit of a customer for that person for a short period of time. All of a sudden, I'm blocked and that person won't even talk to me. Now, why is that? We didn't fall out. Only because Warren's gone to him, caused a load of trouble, told him a pack of lies, and then sent emails to me, poking fun at me, going, I've made sure you're never going to get another silver bar made again. Well, I think that's a bit naughty. I don't like that. I think that's a bit bullying. I think that's a bit much. So I stand up now. And over this last week, 2 weeks, I've started to stand up again and plant my feet and go, no. Naughty Warren, no, you're not going to do that. I'm going to stop you. And the minute you do that with a bully, 80% of bullies, their brain scrambles a bit. They don't know what to do. So it's like having a bully in front of you going, I'm going to punch you. I'm going to do you. I'm going to do you. And then one day you go and it frightens you and it causes you problems and one thing or another. And then one day you go, all right then, go on then, give it your best shot. Because when you've finished, I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to do you. Suddenly, a lot of bullies don't know what to do with that. Now, if they were really mean, They wouldn't even think about it. They'd just go pop. But a lot of them don't. So we've got all these videos going up from Warren, me not being able to respond. And then I decided to go, no, naughty Warren. No, I'm going to stop you now. So I said to him, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take legal action against you. And I'm going to claim $5,000 a video. Just as a starting point. He then went on and done a video going, oh yeah, go on, take me to court, take me to court. I want it, I welcome it. Yeah, I want you to take me to court. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I did. All right then, I will. So I did. And the minute I took him to court, the minute I put it on a court document that I was going to sue him for $5,000 a video, poof, he caved. And he took all his videos down. One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. He took them all down. Because no matter how much it is he's got, he doesn't want to go to court if he can help it. He doesn't want to have that fight. He doesn't want to have that embarrassment. Getting in the local paper. He doesn't want that embarrassment. But he's going to get that embarrassment because he's been very, very naughty. And in his own words, he shouldn't have done it. When I talk about John's daughter's eBay getting taken down, what Warren will say is, well, Ian showed my name and address. That goes against eBay's policies. Hold on. What about my policies? He stole from me. He abused my system that I'd set up to pay back my investors. He abused it. He took more than he should have. He took more than his share, greedy. He stole stuff. He then went online and told all his followers, Ian doesn't owe me anything, whilst I've got all of it in writing, saying, oh, you owe me, you owe me. And then when he couldn't get any more out of it, he phoned up eBay. He laid it on thick about his mental health and one thing and another. Poof, the account went. And then he goes, well, that was Ian's fault for breaking policies. No, it wasn't my fault for breaking policies. He shouldn't have stolen off of me. That's why he's got his name and address out there. And that's why his name and address and his phone number and his email address are on the document. I'm not going to hide that. He put that stuff out in the public domain long before I threatened him, if you don't give me my stuff back, I'm going to put your name and address out in the public domain. Well, I'm not breaking data protection because Warren put that stuff out in the public domain. He's put his address on video. He's put his email address out there. He's put his phone number out there. He's put it all out there. So me copying that, that's not illegal. And that's on the document. He'll hit the roof over that. I don't care. I'm beyond, to have a bit of subliminals. I'm beyond caring about his feelings. Nearly 2 years ago, when it all kicked off before, I got all the, oh, I suffer from really bad from mental health. You're going to make me hurt myself. You're going to make me self-harm. What do you want? You want me to kill myself? We're getting that now, aren't we? That's what we're getting again now. That's his entire defence. He's got mental health problems and he's self-harming. Last weekend, he went on and on and on like a broken record about having to leave his house because he was in fear of his life. Fear of his life. A great big bullying, nasty person like him, in fear of his life. And what was he in fear over? He was in fear of Chris Dyer. Chris Dyer, a man who uses 2 crutches, and a man that Warren Light, who still has a video up there that says in that video that he will beat Chris Dyer up. But because Chris Dyer made one little comment or 2 little comments or whatever, oh no, he's going to use that now. Oh, I've got to flee my property because I'm in fear of my life. Load of rubbish, load of lies. It's lies after lies after lies after lies. And I'm done with allowing him to carry on compounding lies on top of lies on top of lies on top of lies and nothing be done about it. He's free. It's a free country, and we have free speech over here. So he's free to do video after video after video, annihilating me like he's done previously in the last couple of months. He's free to do that. But every time he does it, I'm just going to go on there and take legal action. I've taken 3 court cases out now against ONeal-Black. Even though he'll go on and go, no, he hasn't. Yes, I have. I've taken out 1 legal court case to make him retract, to ask a judge to force him to make the retractions on YouTube. That's not his content. He took my content. He then put his face in the corner with 95 or 98% of the screen, me and mine, and then he verbaled a bit. But more than 50% of the video is me. That makes it my content. So I copied it, the whole thing, put it on my channel and said, I'll have that for evidence. And for my customers, that they can go and watch it there. And, pardon me, and you work for me now. If you're going to do that kind of stuff, well, you do that kind of stuff, but I'll earn money out of it long term. He seems to think that you earn fortunes out of it in the short term. You don't. You know, you'd be lucky if you earned 200 quid a video over 20 years. To be fair. What was I saying? Oh yeah, my content. It's my content. It's not his content, it's my content. Take away what he says about me and there's no video. It is a complete butcher's job and an annihilation. It is horrible, what they call hate rhetoric and what they call fake news. Because when you go on and do a video and you tell all your followers that Ian's getting 75 COAs made at a cost of £46 each, that's fake. That's fake news. The news is Ian's raising £3.5 grand to get 75,000 COAs made. Poke fun at that, if you must. Poke fun at the truth. But don't poke fun at a lie that you've made up. Because now you're in the realms of like, oh, this is a little bit spooky. You're poking fun at lies that you've made up. It's like my elders used to say to me as I was growing up, you know, you're all right talking to yourself. Don't worry about that. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with talking to yourself now and again. You know, muttering away at yourself, whatever. That's all right, talking to yourself. But you want to start worrying when you start answering yourself back. Well, it's a bit like that, isn't it? You're poking fun at the lies that you've made up. That doesn't work. Lorna's saying about putting a video up to prove that the Gold Kew Gardens was real, because that was something else. It was like all the lies that were said about the Kew Gardens and the gold, and the lies that were said about Lorna, the lies that were said about Katie. Barefaced lies said about people that in his mind he's looked at and gone, they're a bit defenseless. You know, Chris Dyer's, like I say, Chris Dyer's got his own medical issues. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll pick on Chris Dyer because he can't do much. I'll pick on Lorna. She can't do much. I'll pick on Katie. She can't do much. When it comes to picking on real, when it comes to picking on, I was going to say, it will come out wrong. When it comes to picking on someone that will immediately stand up for themselves and can plant their feet and take it and give it back as good as he gives them, then the bully sort of stops and goes sideways and goes somewhere else. That's why he doesn't have a go at Chris Dyer too much, because Chris just stand up for himself. Disabled or not, he stand up for himself. Lorna would stand up for herself. And then Warren would write dirty, I call it, what's the word, what's the terminology I call it? Online sexual abuse. I call it sexual abuse. When you write dirty stuff, effing and blinding and C word and F word and all the rest of it, you know, and you're talking about people having intimacy, but you're putting it in a dirty way. I'm not going to say it. It's there in writing on the paper, but I'm not going to say it. That's online sexual abuse. And that's what he's done. It's really naughty stuff. So I'm just going to read. I'm going to read what it says, because that's all I was going to do, but I've gone off on one, as usual. And I think part of the reason I've gone off on one is because I'm just so tired of it. And I'm so tired of having to deal with the lies. So, and I've even used his photograph, which I shouldn't think he's going to like that, but I own that photograph. So there's nothing he can do or say. I own it. Just like I own all the videos where he bigged up the Great British Coin Hunt. And that's one of the things, you know, Warren will swap his allegiance as fast as you can spin a coin. The other day, apparently, he had a right go at John Benson for asking a simple question. The minute you stand up against Warren Light, he will give you a string of abuse and turn on you. So I'm going to read you what I've put in the description. And as I say, if you're looking for an entertaining read, like an author would sell a book and say, yeah, my book's great. You want to read my book? It's great, it is. Right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's garbage. It is full of garbage. It is full of abuse and nasty rhetoric. It is an insight into the mind of a psychopath. I'm still, because it's a work in progress, I'm playing around with the titles and things like that. One of the titles I came up with was Conversation with a Psychopath, because that's what it is. It's a conversation with what I think is a psychopath. But it says there are conversations and interactions with Warren Light. He once worked for me, got something wrong one day, and for nearly 2 years has not only refused to own up to his mistakes, but has continued to obstruct, abuse, vilify, and tell lies about myself and my small team. My team works hard to help me and my business, the Great British Coin Hunt. They do it for very little reward, yet some of them have been cruelly abused with nasty and spiteful attacks. I could do video after video defending myself. I could spend hours and hours trying to give my side of a ridiculous and blown out of proportion story. I could try and set the record straight, as I've done before, by uploading videos destroying this man's rhetoric. The thing is, I did that before and it didn't exactly work. The reason it didn't exactly work is because it put some of my own customers off. It worked for destroying his rhetoric. He stopped. Every time I destroyed him on video, he would stop and behave himself for a little while, and then he'd get naughty again. But it didn't do me any favours with my own customers. I lost customers over that. Even though I was standing my ground, I lost customers over that. So I tried to do it a little bit more professionally. I have noticed over this last 2 years that he will use his mental health issues every time he is stood up to. He gets nasty, gloats and crows and laughs in a person's face until a person stands up to him. Once he is stood up to, the bully suddenly vanishes and a poor defenceless man with mental health issues appears, threatening to self-harm and commit suicide and all manner of things that go with that. Personally, I think it is a crap read and not worth £1, let alone the £5 I'm charging. At the time of listing this, there are some 30,000 words, and this only covers April and May of 2021. It's not even all of 2 months. It goes back to about the 12th of April, and it's now only the 22nd of May. Once I finish adding more to it, there will be tens of thousands of words to read if you can keep your eyes open. I do not suggest, intimate, or advise anyone actually buys it. That said, if you really want to know the truth about who said what in which email, then the proof is here. It is a work in progress. It is not finished by a long shot. Instead of making video after video, I'm going to go through 2 years of correspondence, emails, texts, and social media messages. I will add everything in chronological order. As I add more, and I will add more each month, I will add it in chronological order. And I'm going to go right back to when we first fell out. And you'll see a pattern emerge. Because when I go all the way back to when we fell out before, when he ambushed me on my own channel on my way home from my dad's funeral, when we go back that far, you'll see that like the minute he got stood up to at that time, the minute I came on video and called him out for what he was, a dirty liar, he started coming out with, oh, you want me to kill myself? You want me to self-harm? And all of that. I'm in the process of taking him to court many times for the wrongs he has committed. What he has done to me privately, I am going to do to him publicly through the courts and legal processes. He has made my working life sheer hell at times and has cost me tens of thousands of pounds, and I am not joking. He has cost me a lot of money. I have not responded or retaliated because the police told me not to. Now it's time to respond. Now it's time to retaliate. You can read for yourself how silly things get, how nasty at times, and you can make your own mind up as to who is to blame for what. After a dozen heart attacks, several operations and seizures, I really couldn't care less. I have set this to allow you to have a maximum of 1,000 downloads. You have to put a number in. So anytime I update this with more, you won't have to pay. Look out for the email or YouTube video that says I've updated the file and added more. Or keep an eye on this listing to see when I update the file. You buy it once, but you can keep downloading until I eventually get to the end. The last thing I will say on the matter is, don't buy it. That's what I've got written on there. And what you'll get is a pages document. And if it doesn't work, if there's a problem downloading it or whatever, then you just got to tell me and, and I'll send it to you. But I can't be bothered messing about for £1. Normally stopped modding because we'd split up, well, according to him, as we were getting too close to the truth of what he was doing. Yeah, all that kind of stuff, What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so there are 3 court cases at the moment. There's one to force him to retract his copyright claims. There is another court case suing him for slander and defamation for literally just only for calling me Mr. Scamber, and that's just once. That's calling me Mr. Scamber at a specific time in his video. I'm taking him to court for that. And I'm taking him to court for, I think it's £1,000. Now I think he's in that one video, he must have called me Mr. Scamber about 8 times. So there's £8 grand, £1,000 each time. And I'm going to take one court case after another court case, after another court case, after another court case. I am going to drag his sorry ass from Tunbridge Wells, where he lives, up to Weymouth again and again and again and again and again. And I'm going to have him in that courthouse again and again in front of the judge again and again and again and again. And I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to do it to make him pay for all the damage that he's done. And in his own words, he shouldn't have done it. So in Warren's world, if I hadn't, doesn't matter that he robbed me, doesn't matter that he abused what we did on eBay, doesn't matter that he mucked it up for all of the investors that were getting settled at that time. In Warren's world, in Warren's mind, because I went against eBay's policies by showing his address, which I shouldn't have done, I got the account suspended. So it's my fault. Okay. Well, if you look at it in that way, in Warren's world, Warren's mind, then the fact that he called me Mr. Scamber, and the fact that he abused me again and again and again and again online when he didn't have to and he had no reason to, was his own fault. Shouldn't have done it. We all remember seeing him on the video laughing, going, "I want you to take me to court. You take me to court. I'm going to bring your team members as witnesses. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make you bankrupt." This is somebody that doesn't understand the court processes and has used the rhetoric that I said about going to court with the Royal Mint and 288 Group against me. Well, it's completely different. Because the kind of court case that there would be with the Royal Mint and 288 Group is nothing like the kind of court case there'll be between me and Warren Light. Between me and Warren Light, it will be going in and out of county court all day long. On a weekly basis, if I get my way. I mean, there's 3 now. So the third one is to stop him contacting us, because he keeps contacting us. The minute something dies down, all of a sudden we get emails from Warren, or there's social media presence from Warren, and everybody's fed up with it. It's upsetting. He's caused so much upset, so much pain, so much hurt, and dare I say it, he's caused so much heartache. All of this caused by one person on a mission to do as much damage as possible, goaded on by the small band of followers that he's got. And if you'd have seen any of those videos, you'd have seen that it's only the same 6 or 8 people again and again and again that are leaving unpleasant comments, siding with Warren, goading him on. And most of those people hide because they're such cowards. They hide behind faceless accounts. So you don't know who they are. And they've got a lot of mouth for people that hide behind a wall and you can't see who it is. But if any of them people wants to come out of the woodwork and let me have their name and address, I'll take them straight to court. Straight to court, no messing about. There's already 2 women on there that I'm looking at taking to court now for what they've said, because they've joined in with it and they've goaded him on. And I'm not happy about that. Anybody that's goaded him on, and I've got screenshots of all the comments that were made. Anybody that's goaded him on, anybody that's got involved in that, I will look at taking them to court for slander over what they've said. So this is where we've got to. And I'll be wrapping it up now. So this is where we've got to. And it's been difficult at times. I will say that. It's certainly been hard for the team. It's not been pleasant for the team. It's been a nightmare for the team at times. And I wouldn't be surprised, not that anybody said anything to me, but I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 of the people in the team have at various times thought about just, you know what, I'm just going to jack this in. It's not worth it. It just is not worth the stress on my life being involved with Ian and this little coin world. And I really wouldn't be surprised. I think I'm so lucky that none of them have jacked in up to now, and they've all stood firm. I mean, it's been hard for them because some of them have taken a wicked battering, and yet they've stood and they've stayed, and I'm so grateful for that. There's a lot of love for that, because I am so grateful when they shouldn't have, when they should have just common sense prevailing would have said to them, no, call it a day. The abuse that Lorna and Chris have taken in sticking with me. And it's not like we're age-old friends or anything. We never knew each other before all this coin business. You know, we didn't know the other one existed before all of this coin business. They've taken a wicked amount of abuse, more than anybody should, and they've still stood firm. And I am incredibly grateful. The only reason I'm still here, the only reason the business is still here, we've got this nice game now, haven't we? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it works very well, right? It's only a small amount of people, but it's enjoyable. And there are people that are looking forward to that. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, people look forward to it. We look forward to seeing Lady Robbins. Lady Robbins looks forward to coming in and seeing us, and so on and so forth. It wouldn't be there without Lorna and Chris. Without Chris doing what he's doing and spinning the wheels, thank you, Lady Robbins. It just wouldn't be there. So what I said to the police and what the police have said is okay for me to say out there to the public, to Warren, to anybody, is that if Warren retracts immediately all of the copyright claims on YouTube and gives me my channel back, because these spurious claims have cost me my channel at the moment. I can't upload, I can't add videos, I can't do anything. So I've got one of the copyright claims was overturned. He puts a lot of store in the fact that, oh, well, Ian knows what he did was wrong and it goes against YouTube policies, and YouTube have found in my favour. Well, no, they haven't actually, because on one of the appeals they found in my favour, and I only need one of them to be found in my favour to put that before a judge and say the rest of them should also be found in my favour, and a judge can make YouTube find in my favour on the others. But if he was to give me my channel back now, without any more messing about, and no, I'm not signing any paperwork. There's no signing of paperwork. I don't trust Warren as far as I can spit, and I can't spit very far now. I've got false teeth. Just has to be done on a, you just have to give your word and you have to try and stick to it. I know my word is good, and everybody that knows me knows my word is good. Don't care what he thinks. It's quite simple. He needs to retract the copyright claims and let me have my channel back immediately. And I'm going to say publicly, I will give it, what day is it today? Sunday. I know that he's going to see this video. So quite simply, you've got until, he's got until tomorrow. Mustn't talk in a second person. He has got until, he's got this week. That's it. But I'm going to carry on taking court cases out against him. So the longer he delays on making those retractions, the more court cases there's going to be. Because come tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to take out another court case against him for something else. Come Tuesday, I'm going to take another court case out against him for something else. Come Wednesday, I'm going to take another court case out against him. Come Thursday, I'm going to take another court case out against him. Come Friday, I'm going to take another court case out against him. And each time I take these court cases out, they cost me money. Now, there's only so far I'm going to go where I go, look, if you make the retractions, I'll cancel those cases and I'll just swallow the cost that it's cost me. Well, actually, no, I won't. You know, I'm only going to go as far as any court cases I open from tomorrow onwards, they're going to stay open. Whether he retracts or not, they will stay open. If he retracts now, I won't make those court cases, and I will cancel 2 of the 3 that I've already made. I will cancel the court case for the slander, and I will cancel the court case for forcing him to retract. I'm not going to cancel the court case asking for an injunction to stop him from contacting us. I do not want him to contact us. I don't want him to contact me, the team, anybody. So that court case, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to court with that, and so is he. And I'm going to argue in front of a judge to say that this man is a very naughty man, he's a very unpleasant man, he's a very abusive man, and we do not want him contacting us on any of our social media. And if a judge then gives me that order, and he then carries on contacting us and leaving horrible messages on our social media, we'll be able to go back to the judge and say, can we have a warrant now, please? Once the judge gives a warrant and he does it again, we can have him arrested like that. Bye-bye. That's how it's going to work. David Smith is Warren, is he? Oh, yeah, well, that's about Warren's kind of stuff. I'm just reading the message, yeah. Yeah, see, I mean, I love this. I love this kind of stuff, right? Regardless of the Warren situation, most of the coin community on YouTube, Facebook groups, and even Royal Mint staff know you're a con man, preying on pensioners and folk who ain't all there. You're despicable. So you've only got like half a dozen people that are goading him on, etc. He's only got half a dozen people goading him on with this kind of rhetoric. And I've got a couple of hundred. And none of those people feel like I'm a con man. What I've done is I've worked my nuts off to try and repair mistakes that have been made. I've made mistakes along the way, and I've done my best to repair those mistakes. I've done my best to stand up to my word and give people what they've paid for, one way or another. And I would always do that. Anybody that I owed money to, anybody at all that I owed any kind of a money to, I've said, look, come over, park it in the memberships for a while, give me a chance to get on my feet. I still owe you the money, put it in the memberships, I'll still owe you the money. But in the meantime, you've got a chance of winning something, we've got a chance of getting something off the ground, because the only way that you can pay people back is by earning that money. You must earn the money, otherwise you can't pay anybody back. But all these people want to do is constantly point the finger and go, you're despicable, you're bad, you're a con man, without any shred of proof, without any shred of anything that says otherwise. A couple of days before Warren ambushed me on the way home from my dad's funeral, he was bigging me up. Oh, I was the bee's knees. I was the best thing since sliced bread, according to Warren. Oh, and the good that I've done the coin community, and oh, wonderful. Within 48 hours, all that changed. Because I realised what kind of a person he was, and the fact that he'd made a mistake, and he would not own up to that mistake. In private, he owns up to it, but in public, he refuses. Since I joined your stream, it made my days much better and give me something to look forward to, and it's been quite profitable. Hope it don't end ever. I hope it doesn't end ever. But these people have done everything that they can do in their power to try and stop it. They've done everything they can do to try and mess it up for me and for you. Just like the way they messed up John's daughter's eBay account. And I'll never stop saying that. I think it was an evil thing to do. John is a dying man, and his daughter's eBay account got trashed when his daughter was lending me her eBay account so I could settle debts that I had with people. And people were jumping in there to get those debts settled. I did everything in my power to settle those debts. And for his own greed and selfishness, he rinsed it for what he could rinse it for, told everybody else to do the same, and then trashed the account. And then tried to lay the blame for all of that at my door. Because a narcissistic psychopath won't take the blame for anything that they've done. They won't hold their hands up at all. And it's never their fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's never their fault. Just like what's going on now. Well, if he had the courage of his convictions, if he had an ounce of a spine, he wouldn't have taken any of those videos down. He'd have left them up, because he would have stood proud and gone, that's my work, and I stand by my work. And if you take me to court, you take me to court, but that's my work. But he didn't. He folded. If I'd have known it was going to be that easy, I'd have done it ages ago. It was like taking candy from a baby, quite literally. One court case, wallop. The lot come down like a stack of cards being blown over in a wind. Woof. I relish the thought of going head to head with Warren Knight through the courts. And something else I've got to mention, for proof. He said on his streams that the crime reference number I gave out was rubbish and lies. That in itself was a barefaced lie. He said that he phoned up Dorset Police and gave them that crime reference number, and that Dorset Police told him that that crime reference number didn't exist. He said that publicly on video. That was a barefaced lie. Now, the crime reference number, I've written it down so many times, do you know, I can remember it. I'm not even going to look, right? I can remember the crime reference number because I've written that number down so many times. The crime reference number is 552100 5090. Let me see if that's right. Where is it? I've got it written down here somewhere. I know I haven't. There it is. No, it ain't. What did you do with the crime reference number? Oh, here it is. Right, there we go. What did I say? 552100 59060. I think I said 090. 59. I've got the 9 and the 6 mixed up. 59060. So I nearly got it right. I've written it down so many times. I've typed it out so many times. And I say to anybody, ring up the police, 10p phone call, and that is the cheapest possible way you can prove whether or not I'm a liar or Warren Knight's a liar. Ring up the police and say, excuse me, does this crime reference number exist? That's all. I don't think it's giving away data protection for them to say yes, it exists. 552100 59060. He said I was talking a load of old rubbish. I say that is a real crime reference number and everything. I think even in this pay it document, there's even an odd reply from the police I might include in there. Like I say, there's going to be a lot of work being done on it. But instead of me making videos like this over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is just going to make me look foolish, doing one is okay, I think. But to do, and also I do this for posterity because of my own grandchildren and their children and their children. When me and Chris Dyer and Lorna Jones are long dead, you know, Warren's long dead. There's people going to be looking back, going wanting to know, well, what happened to Ian and how did it all, you know, what was it all about and stuff. So. But I'm not going to be doing video after video after video because that's just going to be stupid. That will just do me doing a video, him doing a video, me doing a video, and it then just gets silly. And it will end up getting spiteful on both sides, not just one. So what I shall do is I'm going to put down all of the text, all of the written communication, whether it's by email, whether it's by text message, whether it's by WhatsApp, all the way back for 2 years is going to go on this document. And I think it will make a different kind of read, because it will give you an insight into the mind of that kind of a person. You know, that's if you can be bothered to read it, and that's if you can be bothered to pay me the £5 to read it. But there you go. Alrighty then. So I think that's probably about it. I'm doing a video after I'm dead, scare the shit out of everyone. Hello, Si. How are you? And I think before we go, I'm going to give you a chance to win one of these, just so that you've got a little win of something out of this stream, sitting there all this time, so you can have a little look, right? So it's an A5 album, Great British Coin Hunt album. Do you know, with these albums, I reckon once you've got one, you're going to want another one and another one and another one. They're that good. So you're looking for a number between 0 and 100. Everybody can play. Lorna, Chris, you can play as well, because I'm the only one who knows the number. 3, 2, 1, go. "999, says Chris. You're way off the mark there, Simon. Chris was just being funny with his 999 comment, 999 being the police. You're looking for a number up to 100, not over 100. And there we go. Lady Robbins has got it. Which is quite nice, really, because Lady Robbins, I think, was one of the first people in the stream. So she's gone all the way through the entire stream. But there you go. Lady Robbins has got it. Number 40. You can see that in the middle there. And number 40. So well done, Lady Robbins. I will put a sticker on that. Lady Robbins, put it in your pile. And there we go. And it also lets me know who's watching. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You're not going to see any response videos like this. You're not going to see any of that. You're not going to see me doing videos going, oh, what he's saying is wrong and this is none of that. What's going to happen in future is we're going to carry on with our game. We're going to carry on working. If he sends me any emails or messages or whatever, they're going to go on the document. If we get any social media rubbish, that's going to get screenshotted and it will get added to the document so people can see that. So that he will eventually get the message to stop communicating with me and stop the rhetoric, because I'm copying it and copying it and copying it. Even in the emails that he sends me, where at the bottom he says, you're not allowed to copy this and you're not allowed to make it. Well, sorry, you've sent it to me. I'm making it public. And in future, the minute he sets a foot wrong, it's just going to be a simple case of, no, naughty. That's naughty. Court case. That's naughty. Court case. And I tell you one thing, it's a lot less stress sitting here taking out a court case than it is thinking about doing a video, trying to answer a video, trying to argue. Oh my goodness. It has taken so much stress off my shoulders, taking out 3 court cases against him this week. And I'm going to take another 5 out this week. Unless, of course, I get the notifications from YouTube to say that he's retracted. If he retracts before tomorrow morning, or before tomorrow afternoon, then I won't take out any more court cases, because I'll consider that done and dusted. You go your way, I'll go mine. Leave the videos off. Want to do a review, do a review. Don't do an attack. That's how I'm going to look at it. But if the retractions are not made by tomorrow, then come tomorrow, I'm taking out another court case. Come Tuesday, I'm going to take out another court case. And I'm going to take out a court case every day this week. And then that will be 5 this week, 3 that are outstanding. That will be 8 court cases. And the thing is about these court cases is, every time he loses, it's a county court judgment. And for a person that is, that's got, you know, he's got apparently he's supposed to have a baby coming into the world, etc. Well, you really don't want to be screwing up your credit rating for the next 8 years, you know. And with slander, you've got a year. So I'll just make sure that I'll space it out. After this week, I'll space it out, and maybe I'll do 1 a week. And I'll just keep taking those court cases out until I'm satisfied, or until I've got my channel back. So that's my stance, and that's what I'm doing. So no more videos. The videos that I do from now on are going to be back to the coin game. There'll be my advice on what I think you should do with coins, what I think coins are worth. If, like him, you think I'm talking out of my bottom, then just ignore my advice. It's ever so simple. You know, you talk about the HMS Belfast £2 coin. For the people that think Ian's talking out of his bottom about 25 quid a coin, well, that's fine. But for those people that listen to what I'm saying, my advice on that coin is, whilst you can buy them for 4, 5, 6, 7 quid each, and you can afford 7, you know, spend it and buy them and just keep putting them away. Right then. Thanks very much, and we'll see you all tomorrow at 3 o'clock for lots of giveaways. If you do want the thingy, then you know where to go and get it. Payit.com/Ian, and you'll see you'll see Warren's picture wearing a Great British Coin Hunt t-shirt, and you can go and buy it. It's a £5, but that £5 is I've set it at £5 to make it worthwhile doing it, but at the same time, once you pay that £5, you never have to pay again, because no matter how many times I update it, you can just download it for free. Okay, thanks very much, Chris. Thanks very much, Lorna. Thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for taking notice of my waffle, and that's it. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Thank you. Bye for now.
this coin hunt. We got what you want. We got gold and silver. Seems everyone's a winner.